Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Prakash Slim.
First song is called Traveling Riverside Blues, one of my favorites from Robert Johnson. If your man gets personal, want to have your fun. If your man gets personal, want to have your fun. Just come on back to Fried Post, mama. Barrel house all night long. I got women in Vicksburg, cleaning into Tennessee. I got women in Vicksburg, cleaning into Tennessee. But my Fried Point's riding now. Hope's over me. I'm gonna state no calabar, front teeth is crowned with gold. I'm gonna state no calabar, front teeth is crowned with gold. She got a mortgage on my body now, lean on my soul. Take my rider by my side. I'm going down to Rosedale, take my rider by my side. We can't steal Battle House, baby, cause it's on the riverside. You can squeeze my lemon till juicy run down my leg. Squeeze my lemon till juicy run down my leg. But I'm back to Fried Bones right now. Be rocking Wahead. Thank you. Every day I sing the blues. It helps me with my pain. Every day I sing the blues. It helps me with my pain. Blues is my shelter from the hard cold rain. Every day the folks are talking, but I don't care what they say. Every day the folks are talking, but I don't care what they say. I'm all about the blues and living life my way. The struggle and the road is always rough. Every day is another struggle and the road is always rough. I don't stop to worry, cause my mama made me tough. Every day the blues is in my heart, in my soul I sway. Everyday blues is in my heart, in my soul I sway. trying to run me off, but I ain't going anywhere. Early this morning, when you knocked upon my door, early this morning, when you knocked upon my door, and I said, hello, Satan, I believe it's time to go. The devil was walking side by side. Me and the devil was walking side by side. I'm going to beat my woman until I get satisfied. You don't see why that I would duck around. Now baby, you know you ain't doing right now. She said you don't see why that I would duck around. It must be that old Billy spirit so deep down in the ground. Body down by the highway side. I don't care who you bury my body, where I'm dead and gone. You may bury my body down by the highway side. So my old Billy spirit can get a Greyhound bus and ride. Crossroad, fell down on my knee. I went to the crossroads, fell down on my knees. Ask the Lord, oh have mercy, save poor Bobby if you please. Standing at the crossroad, riding somewhere down. The sun going down. I believe to my soul now, poor Bob is sinking down. Standing at the crossroad, I tried to flag a ride. I tried to flag a ride. Didn't nobody seem to know me, babe. Everybody passed me by. You can run, tell my friend Willie Brown. You can run, tell my friend Willie Brown. I got the crossroad blues this morning, Lord. Babe, I'm sinking down. I went to the crossroad, mama. I looked east and west. I went to the crossroad, babe. I looked east and west. I didn't have no sweet woman who, well, baby, in my distress.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Talkin' Tunes. I am your host, Frank Walsh. Thanks for tuning in today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a guest here who is from Nepal, and he is bringing his Nepalese blues here to the United States. And for those of you who don't know where Nepal is, I think you go up to Maine and take a left. and just keep on going. He's a guy who is bursting onto the scene here. He's made some acquaintances with some very mutual friends who we'll probably get to name drop during the show. So rather than talk about this gentleman, let's hear a little bit more about him. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you again, Mr. Prakash Slim. Prakash, how are you?
Good.
Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me, Frank.
Oh, you're welcome. It's been a while. I know we've talked about this for a while to get you on here. You've had a busy schedule. And I understand that you drove all the way from New York to get here today, from Albany?
Yes.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So let's talk a little bit about your music and talk a little about where you're from and how you get into your music, and then we'll just go from there.
Well, I have a little story about that. I'm from Nepal. I was born in a field during the rainy season in a small village of Nepal.
And when is that?
That was in a few miles away from my capital city.
Okay.
My father passed away at the age of 29, leaving my mother with 3 children to raise. What food we could manage to obtain was earned by my mother, who worked in their neighbor fields. I went to a public school where instead of desks and benches had mats of made of straw. I was interested in music since I was a child.
Since you're a child.
I would play music by drumming against a water gallon and sing songs all day, what I heard on the radio. I think that was the time blues drew me to its world. I wanted to play a guitar. I didn't have money to buy a guitar. My sister gifted me a bicycle. I traded my bicycle for a guitar.
Wow, very cool.
That was my first guitar, and I started playing. I listened to Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, many other rock blues artists, and always tried to give the songs I play an urban blues feel. When I first heard B.B. King, I became thirsty to learn his magical intervals, 6th, 9th, major third, minor third. But when I heard Charlie Patton, Rob Johnson, Bucka White, Mississippi John Hurt, Mississippi Fred McDowell, and many other country blues legends, I knew this would be my main style, as I felt it in my heart.
Now, did you learn on your own? Did you have lessons?
Well,
how did that come about?
I took like a few months for a basic course and like things to a local teacher with a local teacher. But as a blues guy, I just taught myself. Yeah.
Really? How easy or difficult was that? Was it something that came natural for you, or was it a struggle?
Well, I would say I've been doing research in the blues. That's why, yeah, it's been easy for me to figure it out how the typical country Delta blues sound. Yeah, it's been easy as a researcher as well.
And how was that music received over there? Is the blues something that's very popular in your country? And how would that integrate into the kind of music that you have in your culture?
Well, the basic ground is the same wherever you go around the world.
Okay.
But in Nepal, still there are several, electric blues band. They call people say Eric Clapton and the B.B. King are the blues.
Okay.
But my opinion is different like that. I came from the Charlie Patton, Robert Johnson's recordings. That's why.
You say Charlie Batty?
Charlie Patton.
Oh, Patton. Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the originators of the blues.
Okay.
From 1926, pre-war era. But we don't have typical, in Nepal, blues venues, where we can just show our talent. They call the rock blues, the blues band, and yeah.
Now, I know times that I have been over in Europe, I noticed that their music was a little bit behind the times. Something that was popular over here was not being played over there. How up to or behind the times are they over there as far as catching up with what's going on in this country for music?
Well, we have our the culture, music. There are ethnic groups, different ethnic groups, and they just play and different kind of. We have one instrument called sarangi.
Okay.
Yeah, then they do that kind of cultural things. They just compare with the blues about their community and the other things. We have traditional blues, musical style over there, but by the time passing, the people are just getting into the other genres like rock, metal,
Okay.
whatever want.
Okay.
So I would say by the time it's changing a lot.
Because I was thinking, like, to piggyback on my own question here, is that I think that a lot of the times that I had been over in Europe, they didn't have Sirius radio, they didn't have satellite radio. So I think now with satellite radio and Sirius radio, I think that delta or that gap that used to be wide is now probably thinner, smaller than it is today because of satellite and cultural radio. And the follow-up to that is, do you have the satellite radio and do you have all of the technological
We have, I think,
technology, I should say?
technology. I think we have technology. Like I don't know about that all. Technical guy.
Right.
So we have some kind of radios from last 40-50 years, like Radio Nepal.
Right.
Yeah, and that there are a couple of shows they just delivered different genres music. Yeah.
All right, so let's say that Eric Clapton came out with a song today, right? Today, and it hits the radio waves. When do you get it over in Nepal? Do you get it today, tomorrow, or does it take a week or a month for you to get that over there?
Maybe 4 or 5 months.
That long? Really, before our music gets over to there?
Yeah, I think still we have some kind of problem. We are not getting what we have here today. So maybe the technology, the other kind of lack of infrastructure.
What kind of a challenge was it for you, growing up? It sounds like you came from a poor family.
Yeah,
You were
would
a
say
poor
that.
family?
Yeah, actually, when my dad passed away, we totally depended on my mother. Yeah, we grew up in the small village. That time we just do the cultivating thing and the other things. So
You lived off the land.
uh,
You grew your own your food and farmed,
Yeah.
and you did everything
Yeah,
off the land on
yeah.
your own. Good for you. Now, when did you start venturing off into other lands? Did you travel at all? When did you start to travel, and when did you start seeing the world differently? When it seemed like you grew up in this small little area, your world was very, very small. When did you start venturing out and seeing other things in the world, and what was that like for you, going from that small cloistered environment into the big world?
actually, I haven't been out of my capital city yet.
Yeah?
I just been one town out of my capital city, Kathmandu, to other city. I'm kind of person like that. I just want to research and then do their things. So I have been researching the places of America.
How is that for you, to see? Because I'm sure that what you've seen here
Yeah.
can be jaw-dropping at times and saying, wow.
Yeah. We didn't have, or we don't have these days as well. We can get all the stuffs, so what do you want to do in Nepal, musically, movies, or the artists, what do you want to do? But internet, makes it easier for us. And I started researching about the blues, their culture, especially in the South. I connected with my mentor, T.J. Wheeler, in 2017. And he helped me a lot to do research in the blues. I took training program over 7 months, and then I did from Mount Jan Memorial Fund. They helped me a lot to do a traditional blues style and the researching program. And then I just, it depends on yourself, so how you just explore the things. Yeah, we have different kind of social media, as you can do anything, but you don't need to go out of places you can do by medias and the social platforms.
Now, when you came over here, where did you come? What was your first stop when you came to America?
Last year, yeah, April 3rd. That was the day, April 3rd. I came here directly to the my friend, good friends of mine, Johnny Bergen, a Chicago blues master, and his
Johnny
wife.
Bergen's been on my show
Yeah.
2 times.
And his wife Stephanie Tice. I went their home with my sponsor, U.S. sponsor Lance Bowman.
Sure, I know Lance.
Then that was my great experience.
Because Johnny was where? Where was Johnny living? I know that he was he moved from one place to another.
Yeah.
Where was he? Where was he when you came here?
He was in Virginia.
Virginia, okay.
Yeah.
Because I know he was out west too. He had moved west, and then he came back here because of his grandchildren.
He's a road warrior.
With Stephanie. You know Stephanie too?
I know. Yeah, she's my good friend.
Right. That's a small world.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to have to paint it though. So, but when you came over here for that first time, was that a culture clash for you? I mean, was it, what was that experience like coming here, getting off that plane, setting foot into another country and seeing things that you probably never saw before? What was that like for you?
Actually, as a crazy blues guy.
Just as a guy, forget blues, just you as a person.
Yeah,
forget the
definitely,
blues, just you as a person.
Definitely, there are some, the cultural differences and the foods, the places. Yeah, there is a differences, but I don't think it just affected me that way. I just do, take it easily. Every kind of, I just want to explore just different places and different culture, and
What was the first thing you ate? What did you have to try that they didn't have in your country? What was it?
I wanted to eat the cornbread and the.
Well, you're in Virginia, right?
Green, yeah.
Yeah, Johnny will feed you well.
Definitely. I've also mentioned in my one song, title song from my album, I ate, green color and the cornbread.
Cornbread, right.
And with the face, that was my good experience.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Now, where did you learn the language? Where did you learn the language? When did you start speaking English, and do you speak any other languages?
Actually, I have been just watching the movies and listening to this kind of songs, so it makes my, the language better every day. But I don't have that kind of special training for languages.
You
and
just learned it by ear, right?
Yeah.
You hear it, you learn it. That's amazing. Now, how difficult is it compared to, some languages are easier to learn than others? Like, for example, I can speak some French, I can speak some Spanish, relatively easy because there's a connection there. How much of a connection is there to your language switching to English?
It's a totally different,
Totally different.
Totally different, but in Nepal, we just prefer to learn and study English language, so I don't think it's too difficult for me.
And when did you go from Virginia, and where did you go from there? What brought you to Massachusetts? Because I know we have mutual friends. We can give a shout out to our good friend Holly Harris, who was a big influence for you. And when did you start coming east? Because you went from there, and then New York, and then you started coming here. Tell us a little bit about that journey and how that all happened.
When I started my first American tour last April, I went to Virginia with Johnny and Stephanie and Lance Bowman. I did more than 10, 15 shows with Johnny in the different places in North Carolina and the Virginia.
So you traveled with him? You traveled around with him,
we traveled, and then I played at the Zugzwang Festival with Johnny Bergen, and we went there, Clarksdale. I went to the Robert Johnson's grave as well. We visited some different places over there, and I was living with my sponsor, Lance and Kat, for more than 5 months in Seattle.
Okay.
And I have been touring from there. I did a couple of shows in Seattle and in that area. But when I finished my album recording session and doing some shows, after 5 months, I went to Texas, where my uncle lives there. One of my uncles there, and then I went there, and I was just looking for the gigs and the opportunity to connect with the blues people. But unfortunately, I didn't have that kind of connection in
Right,
Texas.
right.
And then I was looking for where to move and where to go. I met my uncle, Susan, and then I came with him. And here I have good connection with Holly and some other friends here in the.
Where did you connect with Holly?
Yeah, it's been like 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we just connected through Facebook.
Okay.
I have some good friends in Lisa O'Neill.
Lisa O'Neill,
Yeah,
sure.
she's also my good friend.
Lisa kept, I wouldn't say pushing, but Lisa kept saying, you have to know Prakash, you have to know Prakash. And I said, I know Prakash.
Yeah.
You got to get him on your show.
That
was a while ago.
Yeah, last year I did some shows in the Boston and some shows with T.J. Wheeler in New Hampshire area.
Yep, I know you played up on the North Shore.
Yeah.
You played up there.
That's how, and then I have been just connecting with the blues people around the world, and then I connected the Holly and the you as well. So it's my fortunate. So I'm getting connected with the good blues people around the world.
Right. Well, how easy or difficult is it, for someone who is new to this country, relatively unknown. You're a stranger among friends, if you would. How easy or difficult is it for you to get some of these gigs? Like when you walk in and or reach these people, how easy or difficult is it for that?
Yeah, it's difficult. Until you get the connection, there is some difficulties over there. But you should explore the venues and the people and the people community. Yeah, you should have to go with their flow. The blues community. I'm lucky that I'm just connecting with the blues community around the U.S. I have member. I'm the member of the blues societies and the other societies here and there. So yeah, there are some difficulties with how.
But it's difficult not only for for yourself as coming to this country. It's difficult in general.
Yeah.
For a lot of solo artists, to get in because, a lot of places will want popular music that will bring people in. Yeah. And there are some places, other than if they're exclusively blues, they'll say, well, you play covers, you play originals, and you write a lot of music.
Yeah, I do.
Talk about your writing and, where does that writing come from and, where do you get your influences and walk us through that process of writing a song and putting your CD together, which is a very good CD, by the way.
Thank you.
I've been playing that for the last month or two before it even was released. Thank you.
When I started musical career, I just been writing song. I just feel something about the social issues and the difficulties, economic depression. What I feel, around the world we do have that. So I just take a topic and then I would write that kind of songs. And then I make music. First I write the song and then I make music.
Cool. Now, you play as a soloist.
Yep.
Do you have any interest in playing in a band or have you played in a band?
Yeah, I do have.
I know you played with Johnny, but did you play with him as part of the band or were you a solo act who supported him?
When I was in Nepal, I played the different bands there for over than 12 years. I played rock and blues and instrumental with the drums and the guitar and the bass.
I was just going to ask you, do you play anything other than the blues?
No, I think I played instrumental band, but I don't think I can do beside the blues.
Okay.
Whatever I play, I just when I touch guitar, it goes like I'm playing the blues.
Right. Do you read music?
Yeah, I do.
You read music. Okay. Cool.
I have been playing and teaching blues for a long time. I have, the blues schools like in Nepal. I have been doing the teaching to the little kids in the schools about blues history and their concepts, how we start the blues.
Cool. Do you have any other family members or any other influences in your family who play music or,
No.
Just you?
I'm the first guy, I think.
Really? Good for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
Now, what do you do, what were you doing while you were not playing music? If somebody took your guitar away and what else do you do? What was your life like over in Nepal? What did you do? Did you work or what was your life like?
No. I have been just teaching, and my side job or whatever I say that I just do teach music.
You taught music.
And I play music. When I just don't get the guitar and don't play music, I just depressed, you know. I don't know.
So when you're not playing music, you're thinking about playing music.
Yeah.
Really?
I just want to play
interesting.
music and just hang with the music. I don't think I can just separate the music from my life. So
Okay. Now, your music is a little bit different. You know, it's not the traditional music, you know, that you hear on the radio. You know, you might get snuck on Holly's show or some of the independent music stations. Where do you see yourself taking your music? Is there going to be an evolution in your music? Are you going to keep the same style? Are you going to branch off into new directions? Where do you see the future of your music?
Well, I think I can just aware people from my music, through my music, because, you know, people are just forgetting that kind of music, traditional blues style. People are saying that whatever they play, like some effects and the distortion, overdrive, they put that kind of things and they play the blues. They say the blues. But my opinion is different like that. Just you have to know about the blues. Blues is more than music. We can empower and educate people through the blues. Then I want to change these generations, and our generation, please keep the blues alive. There's something there. It's a culture. It's not only the music. It's a culture.
How
Kokomo me, baby, Kokomo me right, Kokomo your daddy, I'll be back tomorrow night, crying. Baby, don't you wanna go down that little nice city, sweet old Kokomo? Where's Kokomo me, baby? Kokomo me twice. Kokomo your daddy like you did the other night, crying. Baby, don't you wanna go down that little nice city, sweet old Kokomo? Never love, baby. Hope I never will. This the way you got, let me go run, get somebody killed, crying out. Baby, don't you wanna go down that little nice city, sweet old Kokomo? Well, it's Kokomo me, baby, Kokomo me right. Kokomo, your daddy, I'll be back tomorrow night, crying out. Baby, don't you wanna go down that little nice city, sweet old Kokomo? Rose at her hand and told me, Lord, I don't want you hanging around. Well, who are you now, baby? Clarksdale mill burned down. Well, who are you now, baby? Clarksdale mill burned down. I went down sunflower with my face so full of frowns. This house over yonder, painted all over green. This house over yonder, painted all over green. Finest young women, man must ever seen. I think I heard the hell now whistle. Hell now whistle blow. I think I heard the hell now whistle. Hell now whistle blow. I ain't gonna stop walking till I get in my rider's door. Smokestack is black and Bill it sound like. Bill it sound like. Bill it sound like gold. Smokestack is black and Billy sound like gold. I'm a poor boy from country far. I'm a poor boy from country far. Papa and Dad, I was still in Mama's arms. She ain't had no money, I barely had any clothes. She ain't had no money, I barely had any clothes. So I couldn't get learned what other kids know. So I got me a guitar and I plays it all the time. So I got me a guitar and I plays it all the time. People say I'm half crazy, I don't pay them no mind. One day I found the blues and it spoke to my soul. One day I found the blues and it spoke to my soul. I know this blues can't heal me. Blues can't make me whole. One day I'll play the blues on a national guitar on an old wooden floor under the Mississippi stars. I'm a homeless child running wild. My story don't ever get told. I'm a homeless child running wild. My story don't ever get told. Don't know where I'm going. Don't plan on getting old. I don't get much to eat. Just things books throw away. I don't get much to eat. Just things books throw away. But I dig through the trash to survive another day. Big sky's my roof, and the cold ground is my bed. Big sky's my roof, and the cold ground is my bed. Some people might think I'd be better off dead. I dream go to school like all the kids I see. I dream go to school like all the kids I see. But life is kinda hard for a poor homeless child like me. Thank you.
how have you seen the evolution, or in some cases, the de-evolution of the blues over time? You know, you went from your traditional blues, you get your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and there has been, again, in some cases it's an evolution, and to some it's a step backwards and a de-evolution, saying that, you know what, this isn't the blues anymore. The blues is changing. What's your take on your view of the music over the years?
If you just do the purity of the lyrics and the other in the roots, there will be a certain type of, you know, the specialty on the music. If you don't do like that, you just modify the music, just play whatever you know the plays by the programming and the keyboard and that kind of things, you just lose their purity. So I don't believe that. I have to carry that way, and then the our people, then we can just evolve to, you know, whatever you say. There is certain rules. If you play the blues, you have to know their lyrical and the instrumentation way, like, you know, the bass, and there are some concepts, you know, the chordal progression, chordal harmony, what I do, the sliding techniques. Yeah.
And what about the people who say that, you know, a lot of the blues today, they're all shredders. You know, they're shredders. They play too many notes. You know, I had Professor Harp on here, and he and Holly were on. I had them on here a couple of times, and you know, Hugh Holmes' thing was that it's similar to what you said. It's getting away from the roots, and it's that they play too many notes. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think we don't need too many notes in music. If you hit the one or two note, we can create the melody and the the what we want to say about the music.
Cool. So you think do you agree or disagree about, you know, the too many notes? People play too fast. They shred too much. What's your take?
I can't agree or disagree.
And that's not it's not a criticism.
Yeah.
It's just, you know.
Everybody has their opinion, but my opinion is that, you know, I just want to play with only the few notes. You can create melody, and you can create good music with that.
Right. Yeah. And how do you see the balance? You know, with which comes first to you when you do your writing? Do you get your melody first, or your lyrics first, and put the melody to the lyrics, or the lyrics to the melody?
Yeah, it depends on the mood.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the mood. Sometimes I just get the melody and the strumming pattern, and the other way. Yeah, sometimes it gets other.
Now, when you were doing your CD, you know, again, we'll talk about your CD, you know, on the screen and everything. You know, when you were writing that, did you have a particular theme in mind? You know, because sometimes when you put a CD together, there's a common thread that weaves through a CD. When you did yours, was that in your mind when you were doing that?
Basically, I had that kind of aspect. You know, I must do the traditional way. There is, the tunes like that, the lyrical purity and the social issues, and what I feel about that, and the music is all about the daily experiences of our lives. So I just based on that.
Cool. Now, you are in New York right now, and what are your plans as far as staying? You want to stay rooted in the United States? You want to travel the world, or, you know, what are your aspirations as far as, you know, settling down? I know that you need to go through some immigration stuff and all of that, which you're going through. You know, but where do you want to plant your roots, and where do you see you taking your music and spreading it around?
There are some, you know, things I want to do when I'm just completing my immigration things. Then I want to travel the world, and I want to explore the people and the culture, and then teach them about the blues.
Okay.
Wherever I go, but I want to do blues. Yeah.
All right. See, if I gave you a nickel for every time you said blues today, you'd have a whole lot of nickels. But you want to travel all over on it, just bring your music all over the world and deliver a message?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself as a messenger? Do you see yourself as someone who gets out there, who actually can be a messenger and affect change? Do you see yourself in that way?
Yeah, I do. I
like
do.
like a music messiah, if you would.
I do.
And that's not a criticism. That's
Yeah,
that's
I
a
do,
compliment.
because in Nepal, people do not know about the blues. Only the some certain groups of musical bands or the artists know about the blues. I just have been teaching to the kids, and they know about the blues and their history. That way, I can just spread my way and spread the blues around the world. I do believe that.
Cool. Now, if you were to pick someone that you could go out and have lunch with, you could pick a musician and go and have lunch with. Who would you want to have lunch with, living or dead? Who would you choose to go have lunch with?
Definitely, I would just living.
Living or dead? Pick one.
Yeah,
Pick
living.
one.
Yeah.
Anybody. Who would you go out and have lunch with from musically?
Maybe Rob Johnson. Or
Who is it? Maybe who?
Yeah, maybe Robert Johnson.
Robert
who
Johnson.
is dead, and other one maybe this time I want to go with Rory Block.
Rory Block?
Yeah.
Good stuff right there. And what would you talk about? What would be the first thing you'd say if you met Rory Block? What would you say? Hey, Rory. What would you say?
I would say that I just want to learn and know about the blues from you, your style under you. She appreciated my work in 2020. She told me that she was watching my interview on Blues Radio International, and she mentioned me about on her live session. I have that clip on my website as well. I'm a big fan of Rory.
Good stuff. Well, you're going to have the link to this, and maybe they'll be showing this show in Nepal.
Yeah, definitely.
Send it over to Nepal.
Yeah, I do.
No. Is there anything else that you would like to chat about, or anything that you were hoping that I asked you but didn't? Anything that you want to pick up on or lay out there?
My second album is just released on Blue Point Records.
I was going to get to that, but good. I'm glad you brought that up.
Which is produced by Grammy-winning producer engineer Michael Freeman. I have gotten an opportunity to work with the great blues people, with Henry D. Jones, a blues musician, handed me for writing words, and the Johnny Bergen himself played wonderful solos. And Stephanie Tice, Lance Bowman, Kat McNeil.
Stephanie's on your CD?
She helped me a lot, and
she's good promoting.
She did a cover photo.
Right, okay, good.
And then she's a blues promoter.
Yes.
And I like to thank all of the people and then who helped me a lot to release this CD and helping me a lot about my tour.
Cool. Now, how similar or different is your next CD compared to the one that you just released?
It's different, the first CD I recorded in Nepal. There was some kind of home studio type recording studio I did, and I sent to my friend in France. He did mastering, mixing in there in France, his studio. But this CD is totally different because I got an opportunity to do record at this legendary Sam Phillips recording studio.
Cool.
In Memphis. And
You're recording in Memphis?
Yeah.
Wow, very
yeah,
good.
It was 2 days recording session there, and I got opportunity to work with Michael Freeman. It's an honor for me. Yeah.
Cool. Now, the name of your recent CD is what? 6,000 miles?
No, it's 8,000 miles to the crossroads.
8,000 miles.
Yeah.
I was only off by a couple of thousand. How did you come up with that name?
We were just discussing about the title with Johnny, Stephanie, Lance, and Michael. So actually, the distance between the Kathmandu to Clarksdale. My dream was to be at the Clarksdale and go to the Robert Johnson's grave. That's why we call it, we title it 8,000 miles to the crossroads.
That was ground zero for you,
Yeah.
right? You wanted to get to
Yeah,
ground
I went
zero.
there.
So you went to the crossroads too?
Yep, I did.
You saw the crossroads? You stood there?
Yeah.
Good for you.
I went there, and that was a good vibration for my blues.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Now, how can people get a hold of you? How can they find your music, or how can they keep up with you, and how can they get to follow you and know you better?
yeah, I'm lucky that people are loving my music and then just appreciate my music. Whatever I'm doing, I'm just doing my blues, and they
But they
appreciate.
get you on Facebook, right? I mean, how
Yeah.
can they find you? They'll find you on Facebook?
Yeah,
You're on
I have my
Instagram?
website. Yeah, Instagram, Spotify, the Deezer, Tidal. Yeah, there are some platforms they can find and just buy my CD, and then please listen.
And follow you on your
Follow,
CD.
yeah, follow, yeah.
So, do you have any other gigs around here? I know that you're in New York. You came up from New York. Do you have anything going around locally in the next week or two?
Right now, I don't have any gigs, but in the end of October, I have some shows in California, like weeks, 5-6 shows in a week. I'm going there.
Now, when you're going back home, I mean, I know you want to stay here, but is there any time limit for you to be here versus having to go back home?
Maybe next year, maybe February, March, April.
Cool. Well, hopefully you'll find some gigs along the way.
Thank you.
And I've heard your music. I've seen you play before. You put on a very interesting show, and your music is, again, it's an acquired taste. You have to get used to it. But I think hearing what you said today, and if the people watching this may turn a different ear to your music and appreciate the roots and appreciate where that music comes from, because it's pretty obvious that that music is imbued within you. It is part of you. You think of Prakash, you're going to think of the blues. So is there anything else that, any other people you want to thank or anything else that you want to talk about before we kind of wrap it up here?
I'd like to thank all the people who just following me and just appreciating my work and do blues. Please keep the blues alive everywhere, every place. The respect artists and their work. And yeah, we are one community, the blues people. And I'd like to thank you and all the people.
Thank you. Well, if we can get Johnny Bergen, I missed Johnny the last time he was around here. He came over the house with his band a few years ago, right before COVID, and I was hoping to get him back the next time. But if he's around this way and you're around, come on over the house again, and we'll play out in our patio like we did before.
That would be great, yeah.
That would be awesome. And we do have, speaking of keeping the blues alive, we have some fans in the studio today who were dying to meet you. We have our stalwart. We have Bev Dancy. We have Donnie Cerrone, his beautiful wife Mao. We have Steve Mraz, all great musicians in their own right. And then we have your Uncle Suzanne. So, we wouldn't be able to do this show without the support of the people who not only watch us, but who come into the studio. And, personally, I want to thank you for coming in today and for giving the show that you have and playing your music. And, we're going to hear a lot of that music. So I wouldn't be able to do this show without the support of the people here at SMAC. Anya, who runs the ship. We have Luke and Chris, who are in the booth, who press the buttons and make us look and sound pretty. And before we sign off, it's always important to get out and support your musicians. Prakash is going to be around. Check out his schedule on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Find out where he's playing and go and support him. There are many great venues, many great musicians, and I always encourage you to go out and see them. So, for everybody here at SMAC, from my friends in the studio audience, and of course my guest Prakash Slim, I am Frank Walsh. Tune in and tune on.